Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some major news to break that is just coming across the airwaves, has just been announced, and that is that the Gerald Ford Strike Carrier Group has entered the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility for a potential major military conflict with Venezuela. That is right. The Carrier Strike Group has arrived. It is ready to rock and roll. I am filming this on November 11th, the day of the news breaking that the aircraft carrier and all its supporting ships are now in the region, locked and loaded, ready to go. So we're going to break down exactly what is happening, what we know, what it means, as well as Venezuela is threatening essentially to conduct terror attacks if the United States strikes. This situation is getting ready to pop off in a big way. Before we get started, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing. Huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. Let me know, what do you think the carrier showing up means? How does this change the dynamics in the region? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with whatever you have. Now, let's get into it. We have watched a steady buildup in the Caribbean around Venezuela. We have F-35s, a naval armada, submarines, spy ships. We have troops moving into the region. This whole situation is clearly building up, beyond any shadow of a doubt, to take military action against Nicolás Maduro. Now, why does the United States want to take military action against Nicolás Maduro? Number one, he essentially is a de facto kingpin of a criminal organizations, multiple criminal organizations, Tren de Aragua and cartels of the Suns, as well as not just allowing poison and violence to be pushed up into America, which has had devastating impacts on the United States. He also allows Venezuela to serve as a launching point for Russian and Chinese influence in our hemisphere. And the Monroe Doctrine, which has served the United States great for a long time, clearly states no foreign adversaries will have any influence or power in our hemisphere. It is just that simple. And as I always want to make clear, because I know we have a lot of people from Venezuela and the Latin American world that watch this, our problem is not with the good people of Venezuela. Our problem is with Nicolás Maduro. Your day of liberation will come. We do not want to fight the Venezuelan people. Do not pick up weapons to fight the United States military. We are coming to help. We are not coming to hurt you. The only person who has anything to fear is Nicolás Maduro, and that fear is now going to hit a brand new level. I'm going to throw this on the screen for you. So this comes from Phil Stewart on November 11th. He announces breaking: USS Ford Aircraft Carrier Strike Group arrives in Southcom area of responsibility. Story coming. So shortly after that, the United States military, via the Navy, officially announced the following. I'm going to put this on the screen. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group enters U.S. 4th Fleet. The Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, led by the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, entered the U.S. Southern Command area of responsibility on November 11th. The Maritime Forces arrival comes after Secretary of War Pete Hegseth directed the Carrier Strike Group to support the president's directive to dismantle transnational criminal organizations and counter narco-terrorism in defense of the homeland. So they're talking a lot about narco-terrorists and the drug boats, but remember, we have labeled Maduro as a narco-terrorist, which puts him within the rules of engagement, the legal rules of engagement, to be hit. He's not a head of state in the eyes of the United States government. He is a criminal. He's a criminal running criminal organizations and narco-terrorist organizations, and thus he is fair game for the United States military under rules of engagement. It says, the Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, led by the world's largest aircraft carrier, the Gerald Ford, entered Southcom on November 11th. The Maritime Forces arrivals comes after Secretary of War Pete Hegseth directed the Carrier Strike Group to support the president's directive to dismantle transnational criminal organizations and counter narco-terrorism in defense of the homeland. So this is a quote from the Pentagon from Sean Parnell. It says the enhanced U.S. force presence in U.S. Southcom AOR will bolster U.S. capacity to detect, monitor, and disrupt illicit actors and activities that compromise the safety and prosperity of the United States homeland and our security in the Western Hemisphere. These forces will enhance and augment existing capabilities to disrupt narcotics trafficking and degrade and dismantle transnational criminal organizations. With more than 4,000 sailors and dozens of tactical aircraft aboard, the Gerald R. Ford provides combatant commanders and America's civilian leaders increased capacity to project power through sustained operations at sea. The first-in-class carrier can simultaneously catapult, launch, and recover fixed-wing aircraft on its flight deck day or night in support of tasked operations. So what it is saying there is, well, we know this. This isn't like breaking news to anyone who knows what an aircraft carrier is. The aircraft carrier allows them to launch air assaults, bombing runs, day or night, around the clock. They can launch planes, planes return, refuel, rearm, go, 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 go. We are not slowing down. We're going to keep the op tempo high. Hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. That's what an aircraft carrier brings to the battle space. It says the Carrier Strike Group will augment joint forces already in the area of responsibility, including the Iwo Jima amphibious ready group, and embarked Marine Expeditionary Unit under a joint task force created to defeat and dismantle criminal networks that exploit our shared borders and maritime domains. We have some more information here. Alongside the Gerald Ford, the Carrier Strike Group brings additional capable, lethal, and adaptable warfighting assets, including 9 embarked squadrons of Carrier Air Wing 8, Destroyer Squadron 2's Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers, the Bainbridge and the Mahan, and the Integrated Air and Missile Defense Command ship, the Winston Churchill. These are the planes that are on board. The F-18E, the F-18E, the F-18F, the E-18G Growler, as well as many different kinds of helicopters as well. So the destroyers and company bring anti-air, anti-submarine, and anti-surface capabilities, including the Aegis combat system, missile vertical launch systems, and various large mount guns. You don't need missiles. You don't need long-range cruise missiles to blow up boats in the water, right? You can do that with a drone. You can do that with a helicopter. You can do that with the C-130J Ghost Rider. So the aircraft carrier has arrived, folks. We have just flooded an incredible amount of firepower into the region. The aircraft carrier allows you to hit hard, hit fast, hit often, and there is nothing the Venezuelans can do about it. The Venezuelan regime can do about it. So I'm going to share this tab. This comes from MT Anderson, one of the absolute best OSINT accounts. So it says right here, this is the location of the strike carrier group, as you can see right here. So that's where vessels with the strike group are. Now, they haven't shown the exact location of the aircraft carrier, but it's going to be with the support vessels in the region. So that gives you an idea of where it is. While this is happening, you can see on your screen here, it says the Venezuelan armed forces have been directed starting today, November 11th, to initiate the intensive phase of Planned Independence 200 military exercise. This is no coincidence that the exercise have been initiated the day the Ford Carrier Strike Group around in Southcom. So Venezuela is whipping up its military into mass military drills, fearing imminent United States military action against the country now that the carrier has arrived. So the day the carrier arrives, they launch massive war drills, massive drills to stop a potential invasion of the United States. And then this comes from Reuters. It says Venezuela military preparing guerrilla response in case of U.S. attack. It says Venezuelan military lacks personnel and equipment. Troops earn low wages and use aging weaponry. Units instructed to disperse and hide upon attack. Government could also seek to create disorder in the streets. It says Venezuela is deploying weapons, including decades-old Russian-made equipment, and is planning to mount a guerrilla-style resistance or sow chaos in the event of a U.S. air or ground attack, according to sources with knowledge of the effort and planning documents seen by Reuters. The approach is a tacit admission of the South American country's shortage of personnel and equipment. U.S. President Donald Trump has suggested the possibility of ground operations in Venezuela, saying the land is going to be next following multiple strikes on alleged drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean and a large U.S. military buildup in the region. He later denied he was considering strikes inside Venezuela. Okay, it says the U.S. military dwarfs Venezuela, which is debilitated by a lack of training, low wages, and deteriorating equipment. 6 sources familiar with Venezuela's military capability said some unit commanders have even been forced to negotiate with local food producers to feed their troops because government supplies fall short. 2 sources with knowledge said the reality is that Maduro's government is government to bet on 2 potential strategies, including guerrilla-style response referenced publicly by high-ranking officials and another officials have not acknowledged. It says right here, I'll highlight this for you. The guerrilla-style defense, which the government has termed prolonged resistance and mentioned in broadcast on state television, would involve small military units at more than 280 locations carrying out acts of sabotage and other guerrilla tactics, according to the sources in several years of old planning documents for the tactics seen by Reuters. The second strategy, called anarchization, I've never even heard that term before, would use intelligence services and armed ruling party supporters to create disorder on the streets of the capital of Caracas and make Venezuela ungovernable for foreign forces. One source said with knowledge of the defense efforts and another source close to the opposition. It was unclear when the government might deploy each tactics, which sources have said are complementary. So they plan on doing both. This is a great quote, highlighted here. According to a source close to the Venezuelan government, quote, we wouldn't last 2 hours in a conventional war. Then right here, we're not ready to face one of the world's most powerful and well-trained armies. Well, first off, it's not one of the world's most powerful militaries. It is the world's most powerful military, and that is just a fact of the matter. I'm going to pull this off the screen. Our military will absolutely steamroll. I repeat, steamroll anyone who tries to get in our way. That is the fact of the matter. If you think for 1 second you are going to intimidate the United States of America, you don't have any idea what is coming your way. That's the fact of the matter. Our military has 11 aircraft carriers. We've got B-2 stealth bombers. We've got the B-21 Raider stealth bomber. We got B-52s, B-1s, F-22 stealth fighters, F-35 stealth fighters, F-18s, F-16s. We can launch cruise missiles from anywhere we want, from submarines, naval ships. This is going to be the ass whooping of a lifetime coming to Maduro. The fact he still hasn't fled, and now the carrier is there, folks. The carrier is there. The fact he has not fled is mind-boggling to me. Does he really think he's going to be able to stay in power against a sustained and overwhelming bombing campaign carried out by the United States military? Ain't ever going to happen. Ain't ever going to happen. He will fall quicker than a sack of bricks. This dude is going down. And despite that, the Venezuelans continue to release all this hype footage. I really don't know what they think. I mean, do they really think we're scared of this? What do we got here? Oh, wow. They figured out how to parachute. Is that a static line jump? They can't even halo jump. Good luck. Good luck to Venezuela. Oh, nice. They found an old piece of armor that they're driving, taking left and right turns with. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. 0 hour is almost here. The carrier strike group was what everyone was waiting to see show up. Now it has shown up. And now I would assume the U.S. military, or the U.S. government, I should say, is going to go to Maduro and say, last chance. Pack your bags while you still can and get out. Out, 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 out. Because you don't have a snowball's chance in hell of beating the U.S. military. So I would encourage the dictatorship and the leaders of Venezuela to get their passports and get out while they still can, because we'll be living in a different world once the bombs start falling, and escape likely won't be possible. And to the good people of Venezuela, do not resist the U.S. military. We are not here for you. We are not here for the good people of Venezuela. This is about taking out Maduro, and that's exactly what we intend to do. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. How do you see this playing out now that the carrier group has arrived, loaded with firepower? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with whatever you got. I'll see y'all next.